Good morning. It is the 22nd of December and it is day 22 of Advent. I am back home. I had such a lovely time away with my family and the main complaint was that we didn't book for long enough, which is always what you want to hear. So let's go through some Advents and then I'll show you the progress that I made on my knitting. So day 22 is Steel of Ash and Eve. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, I really like that. And it comes with, this looks like maybe stitch markers. And this is made by Kathy of Whatnot, but it looks like those links are stitch markers. And like a progress keeper style necklace. Very cool. Day 22 of Wool and Works is, ooh, this one here. Again, I try to hold it up and surprise myself too. This is so pretty. It's like a really pastel rainbow. That's gorgeous. Day 22 of Daffodil Rose. So before I pull it out, a reminder on the last 3 days. So we had 19, 20, 21 and 22. So we're going into a yellow tone now. '22 is White Mulberry. So we're moving into the yellow side. '22 of Olivia and Oliver Wanderlust. Interesting, so we're going back towards the pinker kind of tones. This is the yarn. And this is Monument Valley. Monument Valley is a red sand desert region on the Arizona-Utah border. It is known for its sandstone pillars which stand 1,000 feet above the desert floor and are considered one of America's great natural wonders. It's looking, because we've had quite a bit of, it's kind of gone from the pink to the beigey to into the blues. I wonder if we're going to start moving back towards the pink again. One thing I'm really excited to do is to put this into a colour scheme because I do want to make a blanket out of these yarns, and so I'm really excited to see how they all go together. Day 22 of Circus Tonic is this really soft white brown speckle. Looks like a purpley blue speckle actually. Very interesting. Firefly Notes day 22 is a sewing machine. And Botanical Yarns day 22 moving into this lighter fade. So I've done a few things since I last podcasted because I actually recorded it on the 19th and it is now 3 days later. And a lot of the time I spent was as a passenger, so I could really get to work doing some knitting. So the first thing I finished, this was actually mostly finished and I left it here so I could pick it back up and finish it when I came back. This is the brioche cowl for my Vatsamama. The aircon is on, so I will brave this for a few minutes. Not very long though, because it's warm. But this is so squishy. This is so delightful. It is reversible, so it really can be worn in many different ways. I think this is beautiful. So again, this is using Mel of Three Cats Yarn in the Dusky Aubergine and in the Vineyard. I had planned on kind of doing a designy thingy, and then my designy thingy didn't work out and I really liked the brioche, so I decided just to keep going straight with it. Haven't blocked it yet, haven't woven in the ends yet, which I really need to do. There are some fairly gross bits on it. In my opinion, I'm going to call it gross, just in here. So, you can't really see it too much on camera, but just in there, I don't know what I did, but I screwed up the brioche. Yeah. Not a fan, but it's only across about 8 or 10 stitches and it wasn't enough for me to rip it back. And honestly, I just couldn't be bothered. But I don't like it, so I'm just going to say this is the back. And hopefully she remembers. Or actually, I probably won't even say anything at all and then just hope that she doesn't notice. My grandmother is a knitter, but she's not a very prolific one, so maybe she won't be able to tell. I'll own up if she does. So of everything that was left, I just have these 2 tiny little balls. So I might use these to wrap her present and tie it up nicely. But I just need to block it today, so that's one of my tasks. While I was walking around, I cast on for the leaf, which is the next top in my eucalyptus series. And this is using the same measurements, same everything as the original one. So they're really going to be working on each other. They're basically going to be the same as each other. So this is leaf in this beautiful green colorway. I'm going to have to go buy more of this, I think. And I will show you bud. First up, this is kind of the almost blank. I've been working on ripping it off and knitting with it. I did hope to have it all finished by the drive up, but I fell asleep. And I'm not while I was driving, while I was a passenger. And I'm totally fine with that because I don't think that it's really necessary to push myself to knit something that I'm actually enjoying the process of. But I cast it on a few times. I think I will have put it in the picture montage for the down south trip. But here is what I have done. So this is the top. This kind of cuts straight across my underarm, so it's kind of like mid bust level, which is why with the noops, I was really cautious of them and I didn't want them to be too big because they're really subtle, which I also really enjoy. And I think, because not everyone likes noops, so I think that the fact that the design doesn't need them to be the design, but it adds to it. I really like that. It is, I will go and try it on at the end of this and hopefully insert a picture. It's not quite up to my belly button, but I feel like I've done quite a bit. I started adding in side seaming, side detailing, waist increases, that's the word I'm looking for. And, oh, you might be able to just see them on here. This desperately needs a good block. You can really tell that I'm knitting with pre-knit yarn. It's crinkly crinkly as I knit with it, and then it's crinkly when it's knitted. So I'm really looking forward to finishing it and putting it into a nice bath. I re-knit the sleeve cast off, no, this side, and it's still a pain and a half to get over my arm. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to rip back the whole sleeve and add on more increases into the sleeve because it's just not working. I think I'll do one in the underarm, one like an increase underneath here. I'm a bit worried about it because I think it'll look funny. So I'm open to suggestions, but it's the perfect circumference for the measurement that I want, knowing as well it'll block. Maybe I'll wait until it blocks and then I'll have another go. Maybe I'll do that. Because yeah, I don't want it to look bad. I want it to look like decent and wearable and beautiful and not like I've got a big underarm hole sticking out. So I will need to redo this cast off edge or bind off because it is so tight, but that'll be another day. So I've got pretty much just this left over, so I do need to go and buy another maybe 2 skeins just to finish it off. And I'm a bit worried as well because there are like some, I don't know if you can see, I don't know, little bits of like where the thread, because it's so many plies and it's not wool, so they won't ply together, they'll just stay separate kind of thing. It is kind of obvious that they're coming out, but I'm hoping I can just tuck them in and be done with it. I've also screwed up the brioche just at the top here, but again, when it's on, no one can really tell, so I don't care. So these are 2 garments. That one's probably almost done, realistically. I've just got to finish off the body ribbing and then the sleeve and then block and everything. And the leaf one, I have a really clear design idea and I know exactly where it's going to go. So I'm really excited for it. The other thing I've been working on pretty fervently is this beanie. So this one is for my friend Fleur. Basically, she runs Innuendo by the Paramour, which is a beautiful brand, and I talk about them all the time, and most of my Christmas presents wear them. Side note, I will show you my Christmas presents just because I love seeing what other people get. And also, we kind of do a thing every Christmas, like, I love giving gifts. I really enjoy it. So I love giveaways. It's why I love all that kind of stuff. Gift for me is a big love language. And my sister, I remember I overheard them when they were opening up gifts, and my stepsister kind of commented to my other sister, was like, whoa. And my other sister goes, yeah, Astrid always gives really good gifts. Like, Astrid's just great at giving gifts. And I was like, oh, like, that means so much to me. And when they were opening it, it was the Innuendo by the Paramour. So it was the stuff that I swear by, that I absolutely love, but I was giving it to them as a gift and they also loved it. So I felt really good about it. So just another plug for one of my new favorite brands, because yes, get it. Anyway, so when I went to the birthday party for her business, it turns out it was also Fleur's birthday, and I didn't know, and I felt really bad for not giving her anything for her birthday. So I went to work. I went to work and I had an assembly and I was bored. And I started drawing what my design would be. And then I wrote up the basic concept of the pattern. And this is now what it looks like. So it's got these really beautiful cables and really feminine noops that are in here. These are a tie between a noop and a bobble. These ones are done over 2 rows. So you increase in the first round and then you decrease in the second round. Normally I like to do them all in one, but I figured that these ones kind of stood up a bit nicer. The colorway is Cowrie by Saltwater Yarns, who is another Western Australian dyer. She is from Albany, down south. And I just figured it was perfect to be working on a Albany dyer in Denmark because they're not very far apart for another Perth business woman. So I'm up to now the crown decreases. The problem I've got, this is going to be released. I always release my beanie patterns for free. So this is going to be written up and released. However, because it is 1 by 1 ribbing at the bottom, and then you need to increase for a specific pattern, the increase rounds, if you can see, I've tried to make it quite seamless between the increase, between the 1 by 1 and then the pattern. And I've tried to do things like the slip stitches continue up from a knit stitch, and where's a cable? That the purl in the cable continues up from a purl. I really like it when designers take that extra effort and they do it. Also, because this is a gift to a friend and not just for me, I do really like having it a nice high quality that I'm really proud of. It means though that the increase round is the most confusing, nonsensical, like it's like make one, knit 9, make one, knit 4, make one, knit 14, make one. Like there's no concept or rhythm or anything like that. It gets really difficult, so you have to pay attention in that first round. And I don't know, because I did try and just do it as even increases, and I didn't like it because it really changed the look of that seamless flow. And I mean, I personally would wear it with the brim over, but if she doesn't want to, then I want her to be able to have that seamless look. So also, this is probably slouchier than I probably would have done. I got a bit carried away and kept knitting another round. So yeah, I'm a bit conscious of that, and that does worry me just a tad, but not enough to make a difference and not enough to really change up how I'm doing it, because I do really like it. The other thing is the decreased rounds, again, are probably going to be hopefully more symmetrical, because obviously symmetrical, but hopefully more like planned out, but still could be really weird. So, yay. That's kind of what I'm nervous about. I am hoping that it works out. I'm up to the decrease round now. I didn't start it last night because it was too many people and I needed more brain space than people gave me. But that's where I'm up to. And so that's been delightful company the whole trip. And I just think it is so feminine and so beautiful. I think I'm just going to call this one Innuendo, which is going to be for innuendo, like designed for innuendo. And I will pattern product place strategically in the pattern pics. Wow, I really like alliteration with P's. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. The other thing I have done is I have arranged my loom minis, and I love the fade. I will put it up here. It is on my bed and there is cat hair all over my bed. So if you are like so allergic to cat hair that a photo of it is going to freak you out, please don't look. But yeah, it's a beautiful fade, and I didn't actually know it would fade like that. I thought it was too random, but it's stunning. So my next project after I finish off something is going to be that. The other thing that I picked up the other day and remembered to work on is my Meet Me in Italy cowl. I freaking adore this. I love everything about it. The pattern, I love just everything. So I'm hoping I can finish this pretty quick. There's not actually a lot to go, so I'm hoping I get it done nice and fast. I've got one more color, so a third more to go. And then it'll be done and it will be gorgeous, and I'm pretty much in love with it. I really like it. So maybe once I finish this, because I need the needles. That's these are 4s? 4s. So that's the size of needles I need for the loom minis. So this is what I need for it. Sorry, the gardeners are here because we are too lazy to garden ourselves, and I just need to make sure they're fine. Other thing that has come in the mail. This is Knit or Die Oz. She is amazing, and she did the advent for last year of all the different Australian animals. I decided I was going to knit a jacket with them, and then they were in my stolen car and I couldn't knit the jacket. So then I reached out to her and said, hey, would it be at all possible if you kind of a little bit have more? And she was like, yeah, I can try dyeing it. And then she did, and they are spot on. And then she said, well, if you would like, you can also order something else and I'll just chuck it in packaging. Like, there's a standard packaging no matter what, so if you want more. Sorry, there is fluff everywhere. And I was like, well, yeah, like who doesn't want more? So I was at work, I think it was a Wednesday night. It was the art showcase at work, and I had some of my students there, and I was walked around being like, hey, I screenshot some of my favorite ones. I went, which are your favorites? Pretty much everyone agreed this one. So this is Forest Baronia in the fingering sock yarn, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. I'm going to take off the skein, sorry, the cover, just so you can see the really slight shadowing of lavender that's in this. This is so beautiful. And I have quite a few. Yay! So this is going to be something beautiful. I don't know what yet. Honestly, when I was first thinking about it, I was like, oh yeah, like a top. But now that I'm holding it, I'm actually thinking I would probably hold it with something like a mohair or a kid silk haze maybe. And then I would make something a bit more wintry. Oh, it smells so good. And then the two minis that I got were the mangrove crab, sorry, and the Centralian burrowing frog. And these are the two colors of the minis. They are slightly different from last year, but I mean, not enough to care. Like, they are going to be perfect. And I'm so grateful because now I can make the jacket that I was wanting to make. Now I've got too many possibilities of what I can knit. So this is absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much to Knit or Dye Oz. And again, on my currently taking a break Stephen West shawl, the underdog of the whole thing has been her yarn. So I would highly recommend that you knit with her yarn because it is so soft and it doesn't feel like it, like it's a surprise element. You don't think it will be as soft as it is, and then it's like bam, it's just delicious. So definitely get onto it. Helen. Her name is Helen. Okay, Christmas presents. So I got a few things, a few really cool things. First up, I got 2 suitcases from July, which is a really good suitcase brand. Fun fact, my sisters are obsessed with watching Love Island, and they keep noticing that all the contestants as they leave are walking out with July bags, which I thought was amusing. And so yeah, so they I asked for, like, I picked it out and I asked for the particular bags, and then Larissa, my baby sister, got so excited figuring out all the cool features and functions of it because yeah, the bags are really cool and I'm just super excited. So that was my main Christmas present, and I'm so grateful. Then other things that I got this flask, and it has space in it for tea, which I think is always quality. Get it? Quality? Anyway. Yes, so this is beautiful and it will be such a nice travel mug. I got a rose quartz massage ball for face, and my sister got me my favorite mascara, which is good because she didn't know that I love this one, and she was like, yeah, it's really good. I was like, yeah, it's mine. So that was awesome. It's nice when we kind of align on the same ideas. I got a giant Toblerone. I got tea from T2. This is monk pear. This is a really good flavour, and I will probably end up putting this in the kitchen, and we will have it, Mum and I will have it for tea. My baby sister gave me packing cubes or packing squares, which I find so helpful, and I'm so grateful that she gave me these. So, where am I? I was going to put them somewhere. I don't know why. And then I also got like washer bags for delicates and stuff. And I think that's really good. Again, I'm starting to go through, I haven't really said this much. I'm starting to go through everything that I own, everything that I have, ready to move to Europe. That said, I'm looking at my bed with a whole pile of stuff I'm going to return from the Black Friday sales that I bought eagerly, hoping that they would fit and work, and they don't. So I'm going to go return them. And yeah, so I've been starting to go through all my stuff really considerately and meticulously and look at everything that I've got, everything I'm going to keep, everything I'm not going to keep, and start to move things around. The last thing I got is a Frisbee, which is fun, but it came with a little koala. This is from my aunt. So I was actually thinking it's a clippy koala. So you push on the sides of its arms and they open up. So I was actually thinking I would need one of these for when I went traveling to put on my luggage somewhere. I love a cute little clippy koala. So this is going to be my little mascot, I think. Yeah. And that is pretty much it. Just looking around, that's pretty much it, all I can think of. So I'm going to go get my nails done today because one of them snapped. And I hate snap nails. They drive me insane. I am going to clean my car because I spilt coffee in it a few days ago and it's been summer and it's gross and I just can't handle that smell. And then I'm going to come back and edit these videos and get them up for you. So I hope you enjoyed looking at all the things that I got, and I will see you tomorrow. Maybe. I think I might bring you along with me. Anyway, I will be talking to my camera tomorrow, which is my version of seeing you tomorrow. Bye. You're doing something wrong.
Quite a long time, so enjoy it. I haven't finished my green smoothie yet. I made it to the cup in one over. So I do think I will finish that off.
My nail tech is an absolute genius. She can take any photo and make it look perfect.